I mean, right off the bat, I feel like I can just escape these trucks like I normally would. Bushings are nice, and they just want to carve. Came home from skating yesterday to a special package from the fine folks at Thunder. Super excited to check these brand new trucks out. It's called the T2. So I'll just let you know right now, this is basically just going to be an unboxing video. I'm going to set them up. We'll get some initial impressions. I'll tell you all the specs and everything that I do know about them that is provided in this box. But I really have no prior expectations or anything about that. So right here, I'll read you off some of the notes really quick about these specific trucks. These are the advanced set of our newest T2 Thunder trucks. We have been working on these trucks for a few years now and are excited to get them to you to ride. I'll also say really quick, I talked to somebody named Tanner who said he's actually been helping Thunder sort of prototype and test these for the last 2 years. So they've been going at it to develop this truck. It's not something they just like put out on the market to compete with anybody else. This is their own sort of upgrade to a previous model. If you don't know anything about Thunder, welcome to the club. But here we go. The new T2s have Thunder's proven quick turn geometry remastered from the base up. It's a taller 54 millimeter axle height, creates a deeper, more responsive turn, offering extra room for larger wheels, which is going to be great for me because, as you know, I like to skate really big wheels. Not a lot of bigger boards have wheel wells. They're a lot harder to come by. I feel like now more than ever. I don't know what happened. Like, seems like a lot more board companies don't want to do it. I know it does cost more to do it. So, it has a new redesigned base plate with shifted bolt hole pattern, designed to slide on the base plate instead of the wheels. Better lock-in for nose, tail, and blunt side. And I think I did see that on some of the Thunder Instagram posts, just that people were mentioning like that is the one biggest things that they're really looking forward to. So we'll definitely try some nose slides and tail slides and blunt sides once I set these up. Rounded off base plate corners and pivot housing for less hangups and smooth slides. Newly developed 90 DU single tapered bottom bushings, designed for stability without sacrificing response. New 100 DU tapered clear pivot cups with a fast braking time and effortless turns out of the box. Reinforced hangers with high-grade aluminum axle. Enclosures added for extra strength for longer truck life. Elevated by design. I haven't looked at these at all. As you can see, the tape is still on there, so this is all new to me, everything about this. I really have no idea besides what I just read off as far as like impressions. So here we do have a little postcard in here. I know one thing people are going to be curious about is like the wheelbase and if it changes your wheelbase compared to a Ace or Indy or Lurpiv, which is a truck that I really do like. It doesn't say anything on here as far as wheelbase goes, so I guess that's something I'll have to figure out. Maybe I'll compare it because I am going to set it up on pretty much an identical board as I do have my Lurpiv trucks on. Pull these bad boys out and see what they look like. First look. Oh wow. First impression right away for me is just to see how low that kingpin is. Super low, which is nice. They're not inverted kingpins. I think the issue a lot of times with the inverted kingpins are that they get loose. I feel like every truck company has that. I got the 149s because this is the widest they had as far as like the new release. They might have wider if you go to skate shop, but for me, let's see how that sits. This is an 8.5 axle and this is an 8.5 board. So yeah, the wheels will just be underneath. You won't really be able to see the nut, but the nut will apparently meet up with the board. That's a whole different kind of thing that I've talked about before as far as the trucks go, but they look really cool. They definitely feel like thicker down here. The base plate are definitely further out. They look pretty good though, straight out the bat. I like that bottom little grivet area down there. Looks like it'll sit on the board really nice. All that open area, so you can get into your kingpins if you do want to, you know, change them out to an inverted kingpin. You can do that yourself and have some truck madness. Yeah, there they are. That's how they look. Look at that. Didn't even spell my name right. A lot of people spell it the H. And this is a crooked board, 14.25 wheelbase. Very similar to the board I'm skating right now, but I'm actually skating an Anti-Hero Easy Rider concave, so the shape is a lot different, which does affect everything. Someone that I was talking to that's helping with designing this truck actually mentioned that they're a very carby truck compared to the last pair that I tried. I tried the inverted kingpin Thunders. It just got to the point where like, no matter how loose I made the trucks, I just couldn't get them to turn really sharp, at least out of the box. And I just didn't want to put as much time into them that you really would need to, which would mean probably changing the bushings and just breaking the trucks in. So I do like a really carvy truck. So I'm curious how these hold up. I don't think Dunder is going to take any of their other trucks off the market. So it's not like they're alienating their customer base that likes a really tight, kind of more structured truck. Just providing another option for people like us who like a really carvy, loose truck. Very curious on how these bushings are going to feel straight off the bat. I'm not going to loosen them or tighten them when we get to the first session. I try not to adjust my bushings at first. They do feel good. I like a little wiggle in my wheels. You hear that? Just that much. So it's nice when they have that extra thread. For some trucks that I've had, I won't call out the brands. It's not Lure Piv, it's not Indy, but where the nut got so close to the edge that you just couldn't get a loose wheel. Especially when you have a wider wheel. I mean, obviously where your bearings going are normally pretty consistent with every wheel. They look good. Like on the actual board, like they look like a nice, beefy looking truck, if you ask me. Obviously a lot different looking than what I'm used to. I've been riding the Lure Pivs for quite a while. I'm gonna get these stickers off here, obviously, and then let's go break this bad boy in and see how these feel on the tail slides, nose slides, blunt slides, which is a trick I've actually was working on today, is learning blunt slides. All right, let's break these bad boys in. Just got the sticker off. I'm gonna do some carves and just kind of like turn around with them first and just see how they feel. And then after that, we'll start doing some tail slides and grinds and seeing how they grind. But just stepping on the board, getting over to the park, it's crazy how carvy and turny they are compared to the previous Thunders that I've had. Crazy how sharp you can turn without getting wheel bites hit. I have 54s on. I mean, I can get wheel bite. Not that I can't, but definitely turn pretty sharp. I'm just going to circle real quick to show you. There's the wheel bite, yeah. Wheel bite, but overall, very, very carvy. Get some basic warm-up grinds. Quarter pipe. Some back tail slide testers. Out of the box, the bushings are really good. Trucks are turning good, but I can see like if you flip your board a lot, you might want to tighten them down. Yeah, a little hard to flip it when they're this loose. You know, I like it for carving street skating, but flip tricks are a little harder. This is a good test for the trucks because you're doing a wally, it's a pretty steep wally, and then you're grinding, so it's like how the bushings react to everything. It's important. Curious how blunt fakie will feel. I'm still working on my back blunt sides. It's like a whole different video I'm gonna be making, but blunt fakie and tail sides, it still feel like kind of test the whole base plate situation. get a couple of licks on my ramp before got to get ready for some other stuff today. I'll give you some initial sort of feedback on these trucks. Obviously this isn't like a fair full review. I'll probably keep skating these for a couple of weeks and I'll explain why in a second. So if you do want an updated review, like a kind of more like after a few weeks consensus full review, let me know down below, leave a comment what you'd like to know about these trucks. But get a couple more licks in right now. If you can't tell already, I really love these trucks. I'm like actually really surprised by them because I'm not a huge Thunder Trucks fan. Not that I'm against Thunder Trucks. I like Deluxe and Thunder, but the previous Thunder Trucks, I just couldn't get them loose. I couldn't get that churn out of them that I really like, which is why I like Lurpiv so much because I think they churn so good. I really like these trucks. I'm going to continue skating them and my Lurpivs at the same time on my other board. Have two like basically identical board setup, but yeah, overall I'm loving them. Also, something I noticed, they grind so good on the pole clipping, like immediately. So I think like this material, whatever it is, it feels a little bit different than the previous Thunders that I have. It just grinds nice. Like it's a really solid slide. They grind solid, they churn solid. Have no problem so far with like tail slides. And you can see I'm kind of hitting that base plate. But this is just a quick little initial session, so I'll be skating them, give you a little update review, but so far, first impressions, first look at them, I'm really loving them actually. They feel really, really nice. So if you're looking for a truck that's kind of like an Ace or an Indy, I think these might even be better than both of those trucks. Hard to say yet, 'cause it's still early in the process, but so far, I'm gonna presume I'm gonna like them more than both of those brands.